my Sonic.exe disaster tier list. So how is this going to work? We're going to have a tier list. S being the best and D being the worst. I don't have F because honestly there is very good possibilities. You just have to have the right person and the right skill. Disclaimer, the tier list that I'm using is made by someone else who made it during the Christmas event. That is why they are in Christmas clothes. I just realized that as the time of editing this, so I'm sorry, but I think that doesn't really matter. So let's get into the tier list. I also recorded this at the time that Sonic.exe was in its April Fool's event. So yes, this was before the game was taken down. So it'll be April Fool's and before that too. Also, with some of the recordings, some were personally made from me during the April Fool's event or after, a little after. And the rest of them I couldn't do because I didn't really choose that character before it got taken down. So there will be some clips where the character is being played by an outside third person. So just a heads up. The first one we have up is Amy. Amy is basically the hammer god of the entire franchise in this. Basically, you have a hammer attack. You have one that's just gonna hit Sonic.exe, just like a whack, and then you have the full-on throw. And personally, I am garbage in throwing. As you can see in the clips, when I try to throw, I'm absolute garbage. So maybe Amy's just not for me. I don't know. Amy is personally more of a stunner than she is trying to protect herself. So she might be a good character if you're really good at stunning. Otherwise, she is terrible at defense and keeping herself from being attacked. While she can stun, her defense is pretty much pathetic compared to Sally's, which she's like most offensive. Can't blame her. Don't know why, but I keep getting hit as Amy. Maybe that's just a skill issue, but I'm gonna put Amy and B tier. Whoopie-doo! And next we have Silver. Uh-oh. If you're wondering why I said uh-oh, I thought I only had this 17-second clip of me dying and sucking at Silver and dying in like 15 seconds. So yeah. But I did find a different footage of Silver from a different date. So, yippee! Silver is literally what you take an attacker, a speedster, and a defender, and you combine them all in one. He's literally one of the best balanced characters if you want to try basically having that attacker role, but also being a speedster and having a defense. Basically, if you want to be one for all. Like, bro is the embodiment of one for all. So, I think I got, like, targeted in this one clip. So, if you notice that they literally kill me because they were targeting me, yeah, that's why. I personally think Silver might have gotten, like, too much power, but if we're just saying we're ignoring Sonic.exe, we're gonna say Silver is an S tier character. He is really good for people who are just starting out in the game, and so that's why I'm gonna give him S tier. He's one for all, I swear. Now, Tails, there's a reason why I couldn't get footage for this. Because, one, I never picked Tails. He is literally one of the worst stunners to even stun. Like, bruh. Like, who gave this child a gun in the first place? I can understand a full-grown 50-year-old, but literally, why Tails? He's a literal child. He doesn't know how to aim for anything, and literally, but the arm cannon, I tried it for like 5 times, and the arm cannon, it's just horrible. Like, look at this footage. They literally aimed into the ground. The worst shot they have ever done in their life. So, literally, it's really hard to do their arm cannon. And I pressed the button so it's gonna repeat. Anyway, and the glide, yeah, maybe that's okay, but the stun, what's the stun for if you can't literally aim for anything? If you hit 1 or twice, you're already a decent Tails main. You're already a decent Tails main, literally. So I think I'm gonna give this like a C tier. C tier for currently if you are a pro in aiming. If you don't own an AK-47, you don't count. Someone really needs to revoke this child's gun license. Now we're going on to Rouge. Rouge is the franchise's like best thief. And if you've ever seen a thief, she's probably your best one. Rouge is basically a support character. She's basically there to let you know where the EXE is at so others can avoid him. You can also blind the EXE with your little smoke bomb, I like to call it. And if you're wondering, Kuro, but it doesn't show a smoke bomb. That was because this is literally Halloween and the smoke bomb was around here, so it was added later on, I think. Basically, you plant these sensors all around the map and you hope for the best. So every time a sensor will detect someone, you'll either say they're good by lining them with the blue little outline, or bad if they're lined in red. And if they detect an EXE, it will break. Also, you can do an evasion, which makes it so when he's invisible, he cannot detect you. But it is kinda iffy because you can also he can just go invisible and find you around the map. Also, is it just me that hates the slide? Basically, all you're doing is making it so you can go into a different direction, and you have this kind of knockback that you're literally vulnerable for like 0.5 seconds or whatever. But once you're vulnerable, you can get attacked because he kind of gets so fast, you're completely vulnerable. So it's kind of iffy, but I'm going to put her in B to be a little nice. I'm still trying to figure out whether or not she's Latina. I still haven't found out. Okay, did I say Rouge got upgraded? Cream got downgraded. Cream the Rabbit, like Rouge, was a support character and had the ability to heal and also could run fast. So she's a speedster on top of being the healer. When Outlet made Cream the Rabbit, it was officially made that before she was going to have an entire healing ability. Like, it was permanent health. You would get, like, I don't know, I remember it was like 25, I'm going to say? 25, I don't know, just like, maybe like 1/6 of health bar. And then they decided one day they were going to change that. She was going to get downgraded. They made it so it would heal your entire health bar. But the thing is, it was temporary. So if you were on 1 HP and you got up to 100, sorry buddy, you're going back to 1 HP and I'm being absolutely vulnerable. Now the thing I do like about her is her run. She runs super fast, even faster than Sonic.exe, which is super helpful, especially when you want to get away from Sonic.exe in a really tight corner. Thing is, when she's healing, she takes up a lot of time healing. But when she runs, she's going from 1 mile per second, she's going to like 70 miles per second. Literally, really love her design overall, but I honestly think she should stay in like B tier. She's kind of but if we could time her healing, you are gonna be a good Cream. Poor Cream, they really need to revamp her. Literally, she needed revamped so bad. Like her healing was just like really, but I guess it was that or garbage anyway.